Watched it here live, a high-speed chase from Los Angeles to the border. It's 11 o'clock in San Diego, and I'm Bill Griffith.
And I'm Phoebe Chung-Chua in for Lisa Lake. An armed burglary suspect with a small child in the car has given up at this hour. Bob Lawrence starts off our live team coverage in Sky 10. Sort of given up.
Bill and Phoebe, I can tell you it was a dramatic end to a chase that we have never seen the likes of here at the San Ysidro border. Let's go outside now and take a look. They have cordoned off the area with yellow tape because this is now a crime scene. The car is a green Ford Taurus. It's right there at the international crossing. It is cordoned off with yellow crime scene tape as police get a look and go over the car as well. Let's tell you how this all began. It began about an hour and a half ago on the freeways in Los Angeles, and this is video you see of it coming down into San Diego County here on southbound 805. While this pursuit was going on, there were at least 7 to perhaps 8 California Highway Patrol officers who had picked up the chase from Los Angeles. Let's go to another piece of video. We want to show you how this thing ended. It was so dramatic. It went down to the San Ysidro border. As you can well imagine, traffic going into Mexico is always tough, always difficult, and so the suspect came and brought his car to a halt. He couldn't go any further. That's when officers rushed up to the car. They didn't know at the time whether it was confirmed whether there was an armed suspect in there or the infant was in there, but they surely knew once the car was stopped there was both. Let's go to the end of this videotape and let's show you what happened next. The suspect came out holding the baby with a gun to its head. Officers are trying to negotiate with the suspect, but they got close enough and sprayed him with possibly pepper spray. The baby is safe. The suspect was tackled by a swarm of officers. The real unusual part of this is all this happened now inside of Mexico. So when the suspect was apprehended and they could get everyone cleared away, he was put into a Mexican patrol car and then whisked off to a detention facility inside of Mexico. And that's where the situation stands at the moment. Again, you're looking at a replay right now, a live picture back at the international border. The crime scene area is taped off with yellow tape. Our Mark Matthews is standing by on the pedestrian bridge not too far from the crime scene. Mark.
Bob, we are here at the border, and you can see traffic still backed up, probably a quarter of a mile along the border. Let's go to some tape now of the incident when this ended. The suspect did not have a gun. He actually had a razor up to his throat. It looked like a razor or a knife. You can see there a customs agent negotiating with the guy, and he's got the knife in one hand and the baby in the other. And they are trying to get him to put the baby down, and he is negotiating with them, saying that he wants to be able to cross the border, and he will give them the child if he is allowed to cross the border. These are the negotiations that were taking place probably 30 minutes ago at the most. We recorded this from a very good vantage point, and you are going to watch as we continue to watch these negotiations take place. The guy has what looks to be a razor up to his throat. At one point they tried to mace him, as Bob talked about. He got back into the car, and this is his second exit from the car. You can see him walking now towards the border. The police apparently have agreed at this point to let him cross the border if he'll put the baby down. But as soon as he has some room to move, he starts running for the border. And our videotape is going to be running too, so just bear with us now because it's going to take a minute for us to catch up with the action. You're looking at this videotape raw. We have not had a chance to edit it. This happened just a few minutes ago, but we have got a tremendous shot of this guy as he is taken into custody by Mexican police officers and then hustled across the border. That shot coming up momentarily. You can see customs agents and Border Patrol agents, INS agents, and San Diego City police officers all over this suspect. They have him down on the ground now. They are telling everybody to get back and give them some room. Mexican police officers have grabbed the guy. He is there in a blue shirt. That's the suspect right there. You see him moving towards Mexico. They're actually running him across the border right now into a Mexican police car. They took him into custody, put him in a patrol car. Let's come back out live now because we're going to switch tapes, and we want to show you what happened with the baby. Have we got that tape ready? Okay, they are moving the baby over to the customs office. The child we don't have an identity on was taken by customs agents into the customs office. The suspect taken into Mexico. We understand that San Diego police have a border liaison officer down there talking with Mexican police, trying to get the release of this suspect back into U.S. authorities' hands. That's what we know at this time. It was a very dramatic scene here. The man with a razor to his throat and a baby in one hand, demanding passage across the border in exchange for the safety of the child. Police thought that they had the deal negotiated, and at the last minute, the guy grabs the baby and tries to make a run for it. Fortunately, they were able to gang tackle him, take the baby to safety. The man at this moment is in Mexico. We'll have more as soon as we're able to sort out the details. We understand that Customs and the police are planning a press conference momentarily. We do have crews on the scene. We'll get back to you with more just as soon as we have it.
Mark, I'll let you go, but first I want to point out an irony that Mexican police, state, local officials are training right now with San Diego police, we're told. A whole training thing going on. All the kind of ironies going on with this story.
Yeah, a very dramatic end.
Yeah.
All right. Mark Matthews, thank you for that live report. Also, Bob Lawrence, live in Sky 10.
Terrific job. We'll be back more with to update that some more later in this newscast, so we'll have that in a little bit. Meanwhile, the Highway Patrol believes it has located the suspected drunk driver who may have caused 2 crashes on Interstate 5 this morning before dawn. Investigators say Gonzalo Villanueva